Hey Josh. I just watched Doc's video. It sounds like Ladon's not doing well. Not doing well at all. Hi Bob. Well, I hope there's some way you can pull through somehow. Yeah, apparently he's really very, very poor. He was saying that his wife had messaged him to say that all his organs were shutting down. So it doesn't sound good, but I think everybody's got him in their thoughts and prayers. Well, we've progressed a bit with this pipe. It's going well. This is where we're at. Good evening, Ash. You can see some of that grain there. It's got some lovely grain. So I think what I'm going to be doing is I think I'm going to leave all the smooth parts natural. I'm not going to stain them. I'm just going to stain with the medium brown the rusticated areas and the plateau. I've cleaned the plateau up, and I think that will look really very effective. It'll make the smooth areas pop. It's not really my style either, but it's a commission pipe, so as long as the customer's happy, that's the main thing. I mean, I wouldn't refuse it if somebody was offering it to me, but it's not a pipe that I would smoke on a regular basis. But this guy wanted a Magnum pipe, and he wanted one similar to the one that he had previously, so that's what this is. And hopefully he'll be happy with it. Is that curly block tasting any better now, Josh? Did you cut some up and leave it in the jar? St. James, nice. Diogo. How many peats you got now, Josh? You've had it over 2 years already. Well, I should have had some time to settle down. Number 4. Have you got any system ones, or they're all regular? Any P-lips in there? Hey Tom. No systems, no P-lip. Where to start, Ash? Well, that's an interesting question. Well, the thing is not to spend too much money on a pipe initially. And I would advise, a lot of people say get a corn cob. I personally don't advise that. Nothing wrong with that. It's just not my. If you want to get a good sort of inroads into a pipe, I think a corn cob is good once you're used to a pipe, personally. It's good to have for trying out tobaccos, for going out lunting, going fishing, stuff where you're worried about, or if you're in the workshop, they're perfect for that. And they're great for just smoking generally. Some people only smoke corn cobs. I'm not knocking a corn cob, but to get I think to get a great experience with a pipe, to just get to know a pipe, I think briar is great. And what I would suggest is get. Where are you based, Ash? Which country are you in? UK. Well, I would suggest to get onto GQ Tobacco's website and get yourself one of their own, the basket pipe type. They sell a range of pipes for 20, I think they're about 23 or 26 pounds. Briar pipes. You can start with a filter, without a filter, whatever takes your choice. Probably best to start without and see if you get on with it. Well, maybe the other way around. It's really hard because ideally I would say to you, go into a good tobacconist and they could coach you. But unfortunately, it's a bit difficult these days. And I mean, if you're not far from Chester, there is a tobacconist in Chester. I think there's a Termius, if I'm not mistaken, in Chester. And you get somebody to take you through it. Or even go to a pipe meetup. Yeah, I think starting without a filter makes sense. If you can't get over the tongue bite, if you have problems with tongue bite, then yeah, maybe consider 9mm. But even if you do have a bit of tongue bite, it's worth persevering. slowing down. Just learning how to smoke a pipe takes time. So even if you get tongue bite, it may just be that you need to get used to it. So don't get too discouraged. I'm trying to think the best way to start you off in the most positive way. I think there is a terminus there. Yeah, I'm sure they've also got basket pipes there as well. I wouldn't, unless you're totally loaded, I wouldn't spend more than about £30 or £40 on a pipe to start with. And then just tobacco wise, I always advise people to go for Erin Flake and see how they get on. It's an easy smoke, easy going tobacco. It's got some flavour, you know. So a lot of people get pushed in the direction of, you know, really sweet, goopy aromatics when they go into a tobacconist because it tastes nice, you know. So I suppose, you know, it gives you the best chance of liking it, but it also will give you tongue bite. It'll be a goopy mess, possibly. So that's what I would do, is pop into Termius, and ask them, see what they say. If they try and give you some kind of cherry blend or something like that, just say, no, you'd rather a good quality but easy going Virginia tobacco. Start in the middle. Don't go for Latakia straight away, although a lot of people enjoy Latakia immediately. I'm not sure this is working. I might have to stain the whole thing and then just stain it all and then buff out the smooth bits. Yeah. I suppose I better finish this. Straight Perique. I would go for Erin Flake though. I mean, Erin mixture I suppose will be easier to work with to start with, I guess. And ignore Pipe Grump's last remark, as his wink indicates. Smoke straight Perique first off and you'll be on the floor. Unless, of course, you inhale your cigars, then you might not have a problem. Yeah, Chad, I was mentioning it before when I started that he's in a bad way. And I'm sure everybody's hopes and prayers, everybody's got him in their minds. I've known Ladon from day one. He's one of those guys who reached out almost immediately when I first started on the YTPC, and we've done various package exchanges. I've sold him quite a number of pipes. Nice guy, really nice guy. He must have amassed a fantastic collection of pipes, great tobaccos, and just a straight down the line. What you see is what you get. Good, honest, straight, kind, warm, loving guy. And I wish him well, and I hope he manages to pull through somehow. Sounds like he's in real bad shape, but it doesn't help. He's obviously a large fellow, and that's not going to help. But I really do wish him the best, and I really do hope that he somehow pulls through. It's COVID, yeah. He's got COVID. But he's got other health issues he has had for a long time. It's exactly, Chad, yeah. He's got other health issues, and so COVID is always going to be a risk with anybody with serious underlying issues. Definitely a worry. There's always a certain amount of people that and you think to yourself, God, I hope they don't get it, because you see them and you know what kind of situation they're in, and you just hope and pray that they don't get it. And there's a number of people that I know like that, and I just hope and pray that they don't get it, because you just worry about how their body's going to be able to cope with it. No, Tim, it's not sounding good at all. But you never know. You just never know. Hey, Steve. Hey, John. a jack. Hi Tony. Yeah, been okay. Thank you, Tony. Basically, the pipe is basically done. I started doing the outer areas, the rusticated areas I was going to stain, and the rest I was going to leave natural, but it doesn't look right. So I'm going to stain the whole thing. Obviously, buff back the smooth areas, but hopefully it will look a lot better. Hi, Jeff. The foot, same, hasn't changed. It's just painkillers, anti-inflammatories. But there's been no improvement, unfortunately. It's not as swollen as it was, though, I will say that. I guess that's the anti-inflammatories. It's a lot easier when you're staining the whole pipe. I can kind of sweep across it indiscriminately. Well, the GP said 6 weeks. It could take sometimes for that stuff to get better, but I don't know. It's been about 4 weeks already. And she gave me 2 weeks of anti-inflammatories. I'd already had it for a couple of weeks by then, so it must be nearly, it's about 3 and a bit weeks, 3.5 weeks. Still got about half a week's worth of anti-inflammatories. I got some rubber matting. I haven't put it down yet, but I do have some, yeah. But according to Mike, he says it's not going to last very long. But as long as it lasts, it lasts. It's 2 centimeters thick rubber matting, and it's actually, it's like you get maybe like 1.5 by 1.5 squares with a jigsaw edge, and you just piece them together. And I bought enough to cover the whole floor, not just in front of the machine. So once I get around to clearing up here a bit, I'll clear the floor properly, vacuum it, and put those down. Hey, I see. Yeah, a lot of people have made the same suggestion, so I have no doubt that it will help. Tell you, when I get into work and I get sort of focused into doing it, I forget the time. I can't believe it's 11:15 already. Another day gone, never to be had again. You get a bit of everything here: pyrotechnics, woodworking, staining, sanding, shaping, smoking. Charlie. How you doing, Charles? Oh dear. Oh, I'm sure he'll be back on when he can. Alright, I'm going to let that dry for a while. Yep, this is bowl number 3 of Olik Golden Slice today. So I've got a couple more commissions. I've got to start finding a block suitable for this one. This is a cobra shaped pipe, so I've got to do a bit more research on that. Hi Daniel. Orlick Golden Slice, the current Orlick Golden Slice is just Virginia and a very small amount of Perique. And a little bit of a zesty flavouring. Possibly an orange flavour, slightly. Saturday's mod has gone into the sin bin. It was a fail, unfortunately. Walls were too thin, went right through the wall. G'day, Glenn. Happy Tuesday. The other one's not finished yet. Well, the shaping is finished, Daniel. But the it's been stained up. And going to buff it a bit later on. Maybe I'll leave it till tomorrow, we'll see. Well, Monday sucks pretty bad here as well. We've heard bad news that La Don Mott Briar Blade, he's not doing very well at all. He's really struggling to stay with us with COVID. Yeah, it was a win for him, Josh. Yeah, he's got COVID. All right, Charlie. I'll show you the lengths I went to save that pipe. I don't know why I do these things, it's a bit stupid, but so here's the pipe. That was the shaping that I was left with in the end. I thought I did some really nice shaping, and was very happy with the direction it was taking. But it got really thin over here, and I ended up making a hole, so I did a repair, and it was so thin that I decided to put an insert in. So I turned a mortar insert, glued it in last night, let it glue overnight, and then drilled it this morning with a tapered bit so that would allow some thickness in the walls. But when I had to obviously re-drill there to get through into the mortar. The whole thing went pear-shaped, went right through the back of the bowl, and it's just not worth doing anything else with it. Another lesson learned. But the shaping actually was quite interesting. Daniel, you've been listening? Yeah, the shape worked out pretty well. Yeah, I've got a sin bin, so all my sins go in there. But this is my training to be the next Kent Rasmussen. You know, he does all these ridges and things like that. So that's how I look at this. This is my Kent Rasmussen kickoff. Oh, Possum Piper. Is that a washing of a possum? Oh, possum. No, the error, the shaping isn't the problem. The error was that the original bowl, I should have done a tapered and at an angle, the chamber. And when I was sanding it, I was treating it as if I had done, and I just didn't get it right. And I just went far too thin as I was going down. I knew that that was going to be an issue, but I thought that there was enough there. But there you go. But it would have been a nice looking shape. This bit here was so-so. I was kind of working on that. You can see that sort of working on there. It was getting there, like sort of it'll come to a point in the middle, and then if you can see that, it was taking shape really quite nicely. I still had to figure out something. This seemed a bit incongruous now, this bit here, but I hadn't really given that much thought. But I liked these ridges. And this sort of curved hard line there. I like that. So I've got another, please God, this one goes to the commissioner and he's happy with it. Should have put the hose on it, yeah. Next up is, I've got 2 billiards and that's cobra shape. So I think the next one is going to be the billiards. And I think possibly I'll do them together. Hey DDT, you know, in stages. Although I might not actually be, well, I could do that with 2 lathes, I suppose, but maybe I won't. Probably makes sense to make one, show it to the guy, make sure he's happy, and then make another. Drilling after shaping, yeah, but it's not something I'm going to be exploring anytime soon. That's further down the line, possibly. I've got enough in my hands as it is. Metal banded army mount. I am looking into some more silver work as well. I don't know if you've seen the S-Bang pipes that have these, like a silver dart. They've got a silver band, but it's like a dart shape. I quite like those. I'm going to try and get some of those. The Eskimo. I think I had the light stain. Can't remember anymore. That's gone to its new home. I don't remember. It definitely wasn't natural because I stained it to get the grain come through. Biggest problem at the moment is getting stuff into this country. Everything's a hassle these days. Thankfully, the last box of Briar, which came over the weekend, didn't get busted. So I've got to be happy for that. Barely there, stain. Okay, thank you, Josh. Right. Hey, Jose. I'm going to leave it here for now because I'm going to let that dry. I might even leave it overnight. So, only a short one now. I'm going to head indoors. So, I'm going to wish you all well. Keep Ladon in your prayers. If you haven't already heard, Ladon Mott, otherwise known as Briar Blade, he's doing really, really badly with COVID at the moment. He's wasn't a well person to start with, so that's always going to be a big challenge for a person who gets COVID. And Ladon, if you see in his videos, you could see that he's has his challenges, as we all do. But we certainly keep him in our minds, in our thoughts, in our prayers, and I hope that he somehow pulls through. So we're wishing him well and sending him good thoughts and good vibes and prayers. Thank you, James, via Josh. All the best, everybody. Catch you on.